Hey gamers, welcome back to a brand new DSP video. I rarely do this. I rarely do a video as he's like streaming, but he is having the dumbest segment on today's podcast. I had to do a video. I was listening, I was like, okay, I had enough. I have to do a video on this. I will not be silent. Alright, let's fucking go. Wait, wrong window.
All right, guys, on to our next story. This will be an interesting one for today, for sure, okay? So, we're about a month into 2025.
I have no idea how you had this set up.
And, you know, I did my year-end series first week of January, and we talked all about the playthroughs that I thought were the best playthroughs and the worst playthroughs. And a lot of people disagreed with me and stuff like that. But there was one resonating theme throughout my...
I love that he mocks people for, oh, there's a lot of people who disagree with me. But remember, he told us during it was okay for us to disagree with him. Of course it's okay to disagree with him until it's not.
My year-end series this year, and it was basically the following. 2024 was an underwhelming year for games. Sadly, in 2024...
Now, the moment I heard this, I knew what was coming. This was kind of like, uh-oh. The stupid alert was going off.
It just seemed that it didn't have many or any high
because,
profile.
as I said, if you're a gamer, right, you're not gonna give a fuck about sales. Like there's a degree where you may have to care, depending on, like, the success of a franchise or whatever the fuck, whatever. But when it comes to purely, like, what's the highest rate, no one gives a fuck about that. But whatever.
Profile releases of note. And then when I say stuff like that, people, like, get so angry with me.
And then I love these mocking people who get angry about it. The reason why people get angry about it is because they don't want to listen to like, facts or whatever the fuck that has nothing to do with the conversation. What, like, dude, why the fuck would anyone care about sales? How does that affect enjoyment of video games? Dude, I'm playing Metaphor. Am I sitting there actively thinking about how many copies the game sold? Like, if I cared about how many games sold and that affects how I play a game, am I playing video games for the fun of it at that point? And he's like, oh, people get so angry. There's nothing coming out. Yeah, because the reason why is because it's your opinion and I can disagree with it, firstly, but he always puts down other games. Like, okay, sure, it was a bad year for games because all that came over JRPGs, but why is that necessarily a bad thing? And again, when people say it's a bad thing, it's usually to highlight the fact that game development is going to get longer and longer because there's so much money involved in it. There's a lot of stuff that goes into making a video game. So this discussion about why it takes longer to make video games has nothing to do with the genre of video game that's coming out the year it comes out. It just happens that JRPGs came out a lot in 2024. Like, do you really think it was gonna take Atlas, like, forever to make Persona 3 Reload? No! It was using a pre-existing engine, and they, at this point, know how to make Persona games at this point. Come on.
To me. They really do. They come after me and they go for my jugular and they're like, oh, Phil, it's just because you don't like the games that were good and blah, blah, blah. And what about...
Yeah, he didn't like any of these games. He didn't want to play because it made no money for him or support or whatever the fuck he wants to say. Like, that's why he didn't want to play this. And he just kept bitching about JRPG overload and this and that. It's like, these are not fun rants to have or to sit through because it has nothing to do with anything. Of course, yeah, a lot of RPGs came out in the first 2 months of 2024, and how can they expect you to play both and this and that? Okay, pick the game then. Like, this issue is like a passing thought people would have, and they wouldn't care. They're not gonna stay up all night talking about it. Like, he brought up, the reason why people were going after him was because he talked about this RPG overload as if it was gonna, like, crash the industry. Not the fact that there's all these other factors like greedy CEOs that only care about shareholder meetings and making big bank and not giving a fuck about actual making good games. They just want to sell the games at as much money as they can. That's not the problem. The problem clearly is JRPGs, am I right? Okay.
What about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? And what about Metaphor? And what about blah, 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 blah? And they always got to reference a JRPG, seriously, which we've already talked about JRPG.
Okay, the reason why they bring up Metaphor and this and that, because he says straight up, this was a bad year for games. Now, you're thinking to yourself, well, how is it a bad year for games? Metaphor is a good game. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a good game. Why not play those games? Those are pretty good. He then hits you with, well, they don't sell very well. Like, he's getting mad at a argument that is not even, like, this is, like, dude, this is, like, I'm already mad. I'm already mad about this because I came into this video mad.
RPG overload and how it majorly affected last year, that too many came out in a short period of time and they all undercut each other and killed each other off. It's cannibalism, basically.
It's cannibalism. How? How did they came out at the same time? Persona 3 Reload and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth are both remakes of old games. Persona 3 Reload is the most faithful remake compared to Rebirth. There's a lot of issues with Persona 3 Reload, but whatever. It is what it is. But of course, people may favor Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because it is a new take on the story. It's not a straight remake of 7. And again, it didn't sell well because it was on one console. And again, when people found out that it is doing a different story, that may also kill people from buying it. So it's already like shrinking its player base because it's doing it did a lot of things in the first remake that people may or may not like, and it's like console exclusive on top of that. Like this dude puts so much like on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's insane. Like he focused on stories that said it didn't sell to expectations and this and that, but the company was still satisfied with how it sold anyway. But again, why does that matter to the common gamer? Because when he proposes this argument, he never mentions the sales until you say, well, what about these games? He only talks about, well, it was a bad year. And again, this has happened every year. How many hardcore gaming seasons have we sat through where it says, man, there's all these games that came out in a short period of time. How can we buy them all?
The market can't support that many of a similar kind of game within a short period of time, and it completely blew back on itself. It really
and Metaphor
did.
sold enough. Did Atlas come out and say, guys, we're shutting down our entire business, we're going bankrupt? No. Metaphor probably sold up to expectations, in my opinion. And Persona 3 Reload, I'm going out on a limb here, they probably did not expect to have that be a sales dynamo. I'm just gonna put that out there.
They did. So the reason I'm bringing this up today,
oh shit,
is because
hold up. Sorry, I had to get something else up. It was there was another part of this I wanted to throw in.
Because the sales results have finally been released overall.
When he said this, I was 99% sure he was going to refer to everyone's favorite fucking website, Twitter.com. Yeah, I'm calling Twitter. Deal with it. There was a post by Culture Crave that posted about the top selling games of 2024. Now, I tried to find a post about 2023, could not find it. I tried to do a Twitter search feature with it, but couldn't find it. Got something close to it, but still not what I was looking for. It talked a lot about movies. I don't know if they ever talked about 2023's top selling game. But there's a reason why I pulled it up anyway. You'll see it pretty soon. But I knew he was talking about that, and it's like, dude, like, this is like total sales. This is reaching people who never played video games. Like, these are people who play fucking Madden. Like, these are not people who are gonna pick up fucking Metaphor.
What was the best-selling games of 2024? Are you ready for this, folks? I'm sure that since last year was not a year where all the games were underwhelming.
And this is all just to say I told you so, by the way. This entire segment is a I told you so segment.
There was no, RPG apocalypse. There was no RPG overload, right? Everyone disagreed with me on that. Surely it means that all these games that you guys talked about that were the best games of the year,
Oh my god.
RPG apocalypse, there was no RPG overload, right? Everyone disagreed with me on that. Surely it means
Dude,
that
how many? Okay, out of any year, how much does JRPGs usually sell? Probably not a lot. And he's like, well, you guys say these are such good games. Why didn't the entire I'm gonna say Connecticut, the entire country, because this only measured the U.S. by the way, the United States. That is the only metric it is fucking using. How many? Like, when was the year that a JRPG like sold more than fucking Call of Duty? You can't name it. You can't.
that all these games that you guys talked about that were the best games of the year must have been the top selling. Here's the top selling games of 2024. Number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
It's Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty. High school children, like high schoolers, middle schoolers, college students, anyone who can drive a car usually buys this game. Like, dude, it is on fucking Game Pass, remember? Hello? But this dude is saying like, yeah, Call of Duty. This is like childish level of like, wow, this game sold a lot? Dude, were you born yesterday?
Number 2, College Football 25. Number 3.
Again, these are all sales based on people who don't usually play video games and people who play video games. It's like the widest net possible. It's like being shocked when a major Marvel movie does decent at the box office. And I want to say Marvel, I'm talking about like the Avengers and like stuff like that. Not these niche, dumbass Marvel movies like the Enchanted Everlasting Farts. I don't know. Like the Everlings. I don't know. That the one with the bad CG. the Eternals. I think that's what it was about, like an alien being like born through the earth or some dumb shit like that. Except like that movie's not gonna do well. But yeah, you put Avengers in there, people are going.
Helldivers 2. Number 4, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Wait, you're telling me a Dragon Ball game sold a lot? Dude, Dragon Ball is the most mainstream of mainstream anime you could fucking find. Like, anyone with a pulse could, like, pick it out of a fucking lineup.
Don't worry, we're going to talk about each of these. Number 5, NBA 2K25.
So, okay, I got a question you gotta ask, right? If he is measuring the best games ever and this and that by how many it's sold and etc., why didn't he play FIFA, NBA, FC 25, and MVP bundle? Why didn't he play those games? Those sold a lot, so those must be great games, right? Because I'm so stupid. I think the quality of games match how many it sells.
Number 6, Madden 25. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Number 7, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. The one from the year before.
Oh my god, fucking find a bridge, dude.
Number 8, FC 25. If you don't know what that is, Football Club 25, because EA lost the FIFA licensing. Number 9.
Okay.
Elden Ring, a game from 2023. And number 10.
That had a DLC come out last year. Of course it will sell more. And it's probably lower price. Like, Because again, this is not released. It is fucking sales, which is any game that you could buy. Dude, come on. Come on.
The MVP bundle that I believe included college football and Madden. You can't make this up. These are the top 10 best-selling games of the year. Now, do you see a distinct difference between this list and the list from 2023?
I tried to find this list. I could not find it for the life of me. I couldn't find it. This is like the most I found was just this. Like, come on. Let's see. Let's copy paste. Change 4 to a 3. See, I'm not finding 2023. Unless, like, their search is really bad. Because there's fastest selling PlayStation Studios games. But it's not, like, what I'm looking for. And there's a lot of Hollywood stuff, too. Like... So I can't find what I... Okay, it's nominees. See, I can't even find it. Like, this was kind of frustrating. I wish I could find it. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, see, it's very specific. Like, it's not giving me what I'm looking for. Monsterverse. Well, whatever. Let's just go back to my bookmarks. I can't even find what I'm looking for, but you'll see why I have that pulled up.
Did you remember that the top selling game of 2023?
Unless, hold up, I'm gonna pause the recording. Hold up. Okay, I found this article. And I would not be surprised if this is what DSP used to get this information from. It's like the Sage News. And Starfield was number 10, Mortal Kombat 1 was number 9, Mortal Kombat 1, Modern Warfare 2, then so I mean, okay. Diablo 4, Madden, Spider-Man, Tears of the Kingdom, Modern Warfare 3. So even this had the fucking meme of having the current year's Call of Duty and the previous year's Call of Duty. And DSP mocked 2024 for having that. And then his favorite game of all time, Hogwarts,
was Hogwarts Legacy.
But this is, again, this is what? Top selling games of like, I think, globally. Yeah, another successful year in gaming, gaming world packed with original titles. Here's the top. Yeah, it doesn't specify if it was like only relegated to just a country or globally. It just says these are the highest selling games. At least from what I'm to understand. I'm not gonna read all this entire fucking article. But that's it. That's it. This is highest selling games in the US. Slightly different metric if that's the case.
You remember that, right? And it was a big news because the top selling game of 2023 was Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, a fucking game that was It's a Harry Potter game, so it has brand recognition. Secondly, it had a lot of like heat on it because a lot of people, obviously don't like J.K. Rowling, etc. And there's a lot of people who bought it out of spite. Like, did anyone go back to this fucking game? Did anyone genuinely even fucking care? Like, that's the thing. That's why like these sales I don't give a fuck about, because will anyone genuinely care? Does anyone even fucking care about fucking Hogwarts? Nobody. Nobody fucking cares. Like, how many people do you see are playing it right now? Maybe like a few. I'll be fair to say that, but not like everyone who bought it. Like, come on.
You remember that, right? And it was a big news because a different game other than Call of Duty was actually the
It was big news. Dude, it's still an open world generic slop fest. Come on.
best-selling game of the year. And the funny part about the news was that even though it was the best-selling game of the year,
And this is oh
it
man,
got
get ready.
completely snubbed by the Game Awards and every.
So again, I've said this 1,000 times. So if a game sells a lot, it should automatically, no thought put into it, be eligible for Game of the Year because it sold a lot. This guy loves games, guys. He loves them. That's why he measures the quality of a video game by how much copies it sells. So if I shit in a game case and that sells a lot, my shit should be eligible for the Game Awards, right? Like, are you fucking serious, my guy? Like, come on. A lot of games can sell a lot and still be fucking garbage.
Everybody else because, oh no, J.K. Rowling.
And then mocks this shit again. Dude, he has no opinion on this, and if he fucking gave a fuck, maybe he should actually look into why people are upset in the first place about J.K. Rowling's fucking opinions and how it affects people. But this dude has to diminish everyone else's fucking issues that he has no idea about. Like, if he doesn't care about people's genuine like opinions about J.K. Rowling and all this other stuff, then don't talk about it. Like, if he wants to talk about just the game itself, then talk about the game. But this dude just has to put everyone down to put his own dumbass opinion on a pedestal.
And the things she says on social media about trans people.
Dude, he... Listening to this and listening to him mocking this, it is so ironic when this fucking guy bitches and whines about how other people have said awful things that they should be like taken care of, oh, they should be arrested, this and that, blah 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 blah, over stuff they see on the internet. And then this dude is mocking other people who find it problematic what J.K. Rowling says about people because she supports these anti-trans programs and shit. And she measures that, oh, if my Harry Potter bullshit sells a lot, that means a lot of people agree with me, which is kind of a bullshit thing to say because a lot of people can like Harry Potter regardless, but she makes entwined with her own fucking beliefs. It's a whole thing, but he has no fucking capacity to talk about that because he doesn't understand it.
Oh no, we can't like the game because we're a bunch of fucking sissies.
But it sold enough, so it can't be enough that this fucking boring ass slop game, it was #1 in sales in 2023. We all have to like bend over and say it must be eligible for Game of the Year, even though it could be slop anyway. This dude hated at the end of the game. He said at the end of the game, oh, it's such a grind, man. And then he fucking went on and on and on about how it was, I think, even on the disappointing games of the year. And this dude is crying about it being snubbed in the Game Awards. This dude is insane. Insane.
So in 2023, a legitimately interesting, good game took the world by storm and
Interesting game. Okay, I mean, as I said, I may be a little bit biased because I fucking despise Harry Potter with a burning passion. So, whatever. But even the gameplay looked like generic slop. I mean, come on now, dog.
sold hotcakes. But no one wanted to talk about it because they were all leftist, stupid political journalists, right? So we can't mention that the game sold well and is great.
But how did reported, stupid. Even this fucking account, he is showing off reported it was the highest selling game of 2023, and he's like, no one reported it. So just because people like don't like J.K. Rowling and her fucking dumbass beliefs, you know, obviously that's why no one talked about this game or whatever, or people enjoyed it. Well, what about the people who played the game? Did they go back and play? Did he do a redemption run or a replay of fucking Hogwarts Legacy? Fuck no, he's not gonna touch it again. And this dude is telling us as if like Hogwarts Legacy was a gem in the rough. Get out of here.
Is great. We can't do that because J.K. Rowling. So what happens is,
so then, is he gonna play the fighting game that's made by the Cannon brothers? You know, why is he diminishing an entire fighting game because of the Cannon brothers? Other people worked on that game, Phil. Why are you diminishing a fighting game because of one guy? Or two, because they're brothers. Why are you diminishing that game then? Why won't you play it? Why won't you even talk about it? Huh?
In 2024...
Is it because you disagree with how they run things or their opinions on certain things, right? Whatever.
We just go back to the fucking norm. We just go right back to...
What?
Because J.K. Rowling. So what happens is, in 2024, we just go back to the fucking...
I swear, this dude, if you force people to watch him, that's a war crime. Dude... What was so innovative about an open world game? Everyone, even when they played it, was like, oh yeah, this is like an Ubisoft game. Oh, it's just a generic open world game. Blah 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 blah. And this dude is acting as if that game would change your life. You're gonna play that game and then you're gonna really awaken to what life really means. Like, come on.
Fucking norm.
And then we went back to the norm. Dude, like, that game was in like multiple years of development, came out in 2023. You expect another game to come out the next year that's as groundbreaking as that game? I mean, at that point, you might as well just praise Star Wars Outlaws, because that's also a generic slop fest. Come on.
We just go right back to a zillion sports games, Call of Duty.
This is such a fucking stupid fucking take to say that the whole industry is this way because of Hogwarts Legacy, even though this stagnation in the game industry has far exceeded, has been around years before. Fucking Hogwarts graced our fucking presence with its fucking generic slop fest. And this dude's acting as if it's now just suddenly become a fucking stagnation issue, even though it's been stagnant for years, because games have just been getting more and more expensive to make. Get out of here, man.
And a couple odds and ends that are hilarious because if you look at them, they're not even popular anymore.
Neither was fucking Hogwarts Legacy. This is a nothing statement. This entire segment is a nothing burger. In the sense it's only nothing because it's just stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's the dumbest I've sat through.
Do you see any JRPGs in here, folks? Man, look at that Final Fantasy.
Dude, it's a fucking JRPG. It's a fucking genre. No one is gonna play that. Again, this measures sales from everyone. So, do you think Metaphor is gonna sell to everyone? No. Again, even Hogwarts Legacy, again, that's a brand recognition title. It's brand recognition. Everyone knows what the fuck it is. And it's an open world game. A lot of people love that shit because of GTA and shit like that. So of course that's gonna sell a lot. That's why you call Deuce #2 or whatever the fuck. It's the same shit here. It measures just the common populace who buys video games. And this is gonna end this basically saying that we should cater to them basically. Fucking shut up, man.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Look at that. Like a Dragon Infinite Well.
Again, this dude loves video games. He loves video games. That's why he's fucking ranting and raving about fucking game sales.
That Dragon's Dogma 2. What about Metaphor? It's in there, right?
Dude, why would Dragon's Dogma 2 be in there? It's a sequel to a game that did not sell enough when it first came out. People were surprised they did a sequel of it. Again, this is a niche genre that of course is not gonna break records like this. You know, like, dude, Arc System Works, I think like 2 years ago, during season 2 into season 3 of Strive, celebrated selling like 25 million copies of Guilty Gear Strive. Like, yeah, that didn't break amazing records, but the company was like happy that they sold that much, and they sold more since, obviously. Like, come on.
Even though you may like a game, and even though I agree with you on some of these games. For example, I only played 12 hours of Metaphor, and I can wholeheartedly tell you, if I had played Metaphor, I would have loved it. I could tell it's better than Persona. It seemed to
Oh
me
my
better
god,
than
dude.
Persona. And
Every
I
time we talk about Metaphor now, it's just, I want to throw up. I want to throw up at this point. I know I love you say Persona, and this is that. You didn't even play it, man. Come on, shut up.
I was all over. I wanted to play it. I just didn't get to play it because sadly, my streams would not support it. And I don't know what else to say about that. I've already talked about it till I was blue in the face, right? But
Maybe
even
you
though
should-
I agree with
maybe
you,
what he should do, he should play Metaphor and then like have like a thing where if people tip him like $5, he takes a shot of bleach. That's what he should do. I'm just saying that just for fun, okay?
that some of these games were great, all right? I hate to tell you guys, these games don't sell. All right.
Nobody who told him to play Metaphor is selling him that because they think the game would sell. No one says, oh, this game is good, you should play this game. Well, it didn't sell. No one gives a fuck about sales like that.
All right? These 400 JRPGs that came out in 2024 didn't sell. They didn't even.
Again, if you're basing what a good game is or what game to buy based on sales, you're not a gamer. You never care for the art form. You don't care about shit. And this is like, video games is an art form. Well, if you're breaking everything down to sales, you're not appreciating the art, dumbass.
Even crack the top 10. You've got the old Call of Duty outselling.
So the old Call of Duty was also in 2023. Stupid fuck.
The new RPG. You've got Elden Ring, a game that's 2 years old,
That had a
outselling
DLC.
the new hot RPG.
It had a DLC and it was at a lower price as well because it's an old game. DSP, please just shut up. No type of game sells ever again.
Get it? RPGs are popular, but they're for a certain niche. They're for a certain portion of the gaming landscape.
Dude.
But sadly, these people seem to think, oh, RPGs are the biggest thing because I live in my bubble of people who talk about RPGs all the time.
Dude.
They don't sell.
You know they say like boomers are dealing with like lead poisoning. Is it millennials? No, millennials I think is like microplastics. Boomers deal with lead. I think like his generation is dealing with lead poisoning. Something like that. No, not lead poisoning, asbestos, that's it. They put asbestos in everything, and this is the product of it.
Do you want to know what games these big companies were banking on? Do you see Star Wars Outlaws on this list? RPGs all the time. They don't raise a certain portion of the gaming landscape. But sadly, these people seem to think, oh, RPGs are the biggest thing because I live in my bubble of people who talk about RPGs all the time. They don't sell.
Nobody talks about RPGs out of sales. They're talking about the game itself. This dude cannot wrap his baby brain around the fact people talk about these games because they like the game, and they talk to other people who also like the game, and they just talk about the quality of the game. He is struggling. One day he might understand it. He has to grow up. He has to be in his 60s.
Do you want to know what games these big companies were banking on?
And then this dude says this, but then we'll say like, I wish people give these indie games like a Plague Tale a chance, and this and that, blah 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 blah. But now he's like mocking JRPG, saying, "Well, see, you guys don't sell very well because it's not as popular as this game." But if you said this about an indie game he played and liked, he would say you're an idiot and all this other shit. This dude is such a piece of shit.
Do you see Star Wars Outlaws on this list?
It's an Ubisoft game.
Dragon Age: The Veilguard on this list? All these big high-profile games that these guys were absolutely
dude, come on,
hoping were going to be big sellers, big AAA releases, right? Guess what? They didn't even make a drop.
Dude, we got double finger snap cringe with a is it called a raspberry? This dude, I mean it. I'm getting radicalized as we speak. I mean, come on. You should play Zoneless Zone Zero. Someone said this in his chat. You should play that. That sold a lot because it's a free-to-play game.
A ripple in the sales numbers for the year. And this is what people need to start understanding, okay? Because this has happened.
So what should we do?
Right?
Should we form a militia and like force people to buy RPGs? So if you see someone at the gate at a Best Buy gaming store or whatever the fuck, you take their credit card and you buy them that metaphor game, and then that's it. You force them to buy it.
This is what's going on in gaming. You're seeing the homogenization of gaming. What does that mean? It means you're seeing samey games make big numbers and nothing.
What? Oh my god!
This is what people need to start understanding, okay? Because this has happened. I'm
losing my shit.
This is what's going on in gaming.
Oh fuck!
You're seeing the homogenization of gaming. What does that mean? It means you're
the homogenization of gaming, dude. If I had a penny every time I've heard this, I'd be a rich man.
Seeing samey games make big numbers and nothing.
And you know, the other things, we've had this rant before 1,000 times, and yet we still have RPGs. And then when RPGs come out, it's like, why is this coming out, huh? And we have all these other games coming out, all these other indie games. Like, dude, of course, AAA games are gonna chase Call of Duty, God of War, whatever the fuck, movie-style games, whatever the fuck. It's AAA slop, and they're so big in budget, they want to play it safe. Of course, that's what's gonna happen with them. That's why people go to the indie games. Like, this dude, it is insane. How this dude has such childish takes on video games and the industry. It is insane.
Nothing is changing. There's no more creativity, no more originality. It's all about what can we do that's...
There's no originality. But then you say play an indie game. I can't play that. I'll lose my house.
Samey to everyone else. What can we do to copy what's already out there that's printing money?
But again, he's ignoring the indie scene. He just ignores them. He plays me. I'll acknowledge that they exist, but he will never care as much as he cares about AAA stuff. He wants the AAA companies that have such a huge investment in these games to suddenly decide one day, let's take a massive risk, put in like $1 billion gazillion into a game, and have it be played by one button. Have it the play style of Killer 7, and just see what happens. Of course, you're not gonna fucking do that.
That is awful for the games industry. You understand that? When there are 7,000 RPGs coming out in 1 year.
Velocity had a good point. What is the point of this rant? Exactly. There's no point. It's not going to change anything because this will always be the case.
They cannot sell. Therefore, they can't get attention.
Because again, this dude is putting the blame on the gamer and the consumer, not these fucking companies that overinvest or over budget their games where it's so big they cannot afford to take risks. They have to keep it safe so people play the game. Again, I've said this before, that's why you see a lot of yellow paint, because they want to make sure that the common gamer, like Phil over here, will be able to beat the game and then recommend the game to other people, and they will also buy the game. If it's confusing and hard, like FromSoft is the only company that broke that bubble, but other than that, no one else wants to take that kind of risk and not get investment on it. Like, that's why this shit's happening. It has nothing to do with the common gamer or the consumer that buys the game.
Attention, and no one will ever even care about them besides their little niche audience. Listen up, because I know a lot of people are going to freak out by this. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was not a good selling game in 2024. It doesn't matter how much you cope, how much you seethe, how much you cry, how much you try to justify. It didn't sell well.
Oh my god, it didn't sell well? Oh man, I gotta delete the game off my PlayStation, man. Why play video games? It didn't sell. It didn't sell. SMT5 Vengeance did not sell, guys. It didn't even make a top 10. Why play the game? Why play a game that improved the vanilla experience? Why play that? Guys, it just did not sell. Guys, No More Heroes 3 did not make any sales. Why play it? Travis Strikes Again, why play it, man? Why play a game that's an homage to other indie titles? Why play it? It didn't sell enough. What's the point of life when nothing you like sells? You know, just figure something out.
It did not sell well. They wanted it to, but the hype behind Final Fantasy VII is over. Okay? Metaphor didn't sell well. It sold decently, but it should have been giant.
Damn, it didn't sell well? Well, I was playing the game, but I guess I have to stop now. It didn't sell well. Because Phil said so.
It should have been blockbusters. It didn't.
Why does Metaphor need to be blockbusters? Like think about this on a very basic level. It's a new IP, brand new, no one heard of it. Why the fuck would it sell blockbusters? What about it is a blockbuster seller?
Why? Because this is modern gaming now, because we let it get this way. And it's sad. Do you want to see the entire industry
I want to fucking
become sports games, Call of Duty, and one-off games that fizzled out? Like, let's actually systematically go through this list.
Dude, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This dude is 42 with a take of a child.
Black Ops 6 back on top. Even though everyone complains about the game every single day. Oh, it's unbalanced. Oh, Warzone sucks. Oh, this is broken. Still the best-selling game of the year. So all those bitchy whiners bought the game and keep spending money on it anyway. So it doesn't matter.
I can't. I am like defeated mentally by this dude. What? Dude, this guy bitches about Street Fighter 6 being broken all the damn time. And now he's saying, well, Call of Duty sold a lot, man. So, like, you know, all these people are complaining about the game being broken because they understand the game could be fixed. And obviously, Activision, to some degree, I'd assume, would care a fuck and fucking update and rebalance it time to time. Like, dude, shut up.
That it's unbalanced and not working. They bought it because they're a bunch of idiots. Okay? Number two.
He bought it. He bought the one last year. He bought the 1 year before that. The only one he did not buy was fucking Vanguard. And guess what? He's playing Call of Duty today. You're part of the problem, bitch.
College Football 25. Now, I can't attest to this one because I'm not a big footballer, nor do I know much about the college football game besides I guess it was a throwback to older titles.
Oh my god.
So good on it for being the second best-selling game of the year.
You should play it. It's old enough. Guys, it's old enough. Wait, what did you say? Nobody cares?
Nor do I know much about the college football game besides I guess it was a throwback to older titles. So good on it for being the second best-selling game of the year. But I don't care.
He doesn't care, but it's old enough. He should care. It's old enough. It must be a good game, correct? So he should play the game, right? Because that's what we're talking about here.
Sports, right?
Right? Dude, this dude must be drinking a lot of bleach behind the scenes.
Number 3, Helldivers 2. So let's be real about Helldivers 2 now.
Oh my god.
Helldivers 2 is a great game for about a month and a half. And then you've played enough Helldivers 2 where you've unlocked enough in the game that there's not much else to do besides just hang out with your friends. And at that point,
this is so fucking ridiculous.
This chicanery?
Dude, I'm having my own Chuck moment right now. I'm having a real one.
If you're going to continue to play it or not is directly dependent on if you've gotten a group of people with you who are fun to hang out with, in which case the game becomes a hangout session with your buds rather than caring about the game. Because the game doesn't have enough content to hold you for a year.
Oh my god.
So what happened was Helldivers 2 blew up sales numbers in early 2024. Why? Because no other games were popular. All the other games that were coming out were flopping and were underwhelming. So everyone ran to Helldivers 2 because it was virally popular. And then what happened is over the summer, the game died.
Because people kept playing it because they're playing with their friends. Like, that's why the game is so good. That's why people still play it.
Today, the numbers of Helldivers 2 are ridiculously small compared to what it had in early 2024.
That is every game. That is every game that comes out. And this dude's acting as if it's brand new. This dude is insane. Insane.
And no one's buying it anymore. But it sold enough to get top 3. Number 4, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Out of all the games on this list, this is the biggest example of hype makes sales but sales don't sustain if your game isn't good. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, everyone wanted to play because there hadn't been a major Dragon Ball game in years, because it promised to add new features and elements to the combat of the Dragon Ball, what was it, Budokai series? That was supposed to be a
Budokai?
throwback, and a lot of people had played the Dragon Ball Budokai series and wanted to see it return. And they promised a narrative mode where you could do different choices and you could see different outcomes of the main story,
Dude,
of the main plot lines of the anime
Man,
and stuff
nobody
like that.
cared this much
Yeah,
about this game.
the game
You
was
just
not
played it
good.
because
Okay, the game,
that,
first of all,
whatever.
online connections, spotty, not great.
Okay. Wow, like
and
any
completely
animation
imbalanced,
arena
right?
fighter.
Completely 100% imbalanced. So
I
not fun
mean,
to play
play
online,
Kill.
not
Oh my
competitive
God,
at all.
Killer.
It was a
Kill
glorified
at
party
if.
game.
I mean,
You
if
know,
want,
the Budokai
honestly, you want to see a janky ass fighting game? Play Kill if. I guarantee you, it's a janky ass game. It does have a better story mode, even though the story is kind of stupid, but it's fully voice acted and animated.
series worked
In
back
game
in the
engine,
day
of course.
because you would get together with a bunch of your buds. You'd sit down and play the game, whether you had a bunch of brews or not. Maybe you're getting hopped up on soda or something, right? And you sit there
Oh
and
my
you
God.
play a wide variety of characters.
He said all this dumb shit.
Because you would get together with a bunch of your buds. You'd sit down and play the game, whether you had a bunch of brews or not.
Bruise, okay. I mean, that was courage number one. I was like, okay, he's gonna talk about beer, but then
Maybe
he
you're
said
getting hopped up on soda or
hopped
something.
up on soda. Oh my God, dude! Can he just like never talk about gaming news again at
Something,
this
right?
point?
And you sit there and you play a wide variety of characters. The game's completely unbalanced, but that's
Oh my
part of the silly
God.
fun of it. And you mess around playing it locally, right? But that's not big business. This game, everyone hyped up as
fucking
big
Dragon
business. It's the next thing. It's
Ball.
going to be competitive. Did you
Dude,
know?
Dragon Ball is at the fucking Macy Day fucking Thanksgiving parade. Dragon Ball.
90% of the player base of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero stopped playing it within 30 days and never booted it again. They played it for a few
Wow.
days,
You're
played it
talking-
online, played a little bit through the campaign,
Dude,
said, what is this
come
crap?
on.
And they never booted
this
it
dude
ever
is
again.
so fucking
Yet it sold so
dented.
much, it's fourth place on this list because of hype. So again, that's a case of hype over substance. Helldivers is a legitimately great game, just doesn't have enough content.
Oh my God.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero actually isn't even a good game. It was all hype. NBA 2K, another sports game. Madden, another sports game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now, this one I really don't understand.
Again, Call of Duty 2.
How did Modern Warfare 3
Modern Warfare 2
become
was
the number
in
7
2023 as
best-selling
well.
game of 2024 when Black Ops 6
Oh my
is the new
God,
game
this
for
isn't
the
the
year,
first time
right?
that happened.
I don't get
because
it.
guess what? The reason why that shows up is because when the new Call of Duty comes out, that one goes on crazy sale. It goes on sale a lot. So that one gets bought again by people who don't want to buy the new one. And it's gonna keep happening. That's why it happens.
Unless they're counting microtransactions as purchases of the game, which I
Oh
don't
my
think
God,
they are.
dude.
I have
this
no
is
clue
insane.
how that could possibly be up there. So, unless there's some kind of a justification, I don't get it. I'm very confused, and I just scratched my head on that one. Okay? FC 25, so again, soccer / football. They didn't have FIFA, still a popular franchise, not shocked that it's up there. Elden Ring. Normally, I'd be like, this makes absolutely no sense, but we all know why Elden Ring is on there. Because Elden Ring had the Shadows of the Erdtree DLC, and a lot of people went back and either rebought the game or bought it for the first time because now the hype is real because now the DLC
The
is
hype
coming
is
out.
real.
I'm not shocked
The hype is real.
to see that this is on there. And then, of course, number 10, the MVP bundle between multiple sports games. So, do you understand the point that I'm making here?
No.
All right? I'm tired of people who
I
come
have
on
too
my
much
streams
brain
and they're
cells.
like,
I need to
oh,
like bash
you
my
just
head
don't
in.
like the good games. You just don't.
You
you're not-
don't. You
don't
don't
pay
like good
attention to
games.
what's popular. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, the problem is I'm
Okay.
tired of people who come on my streams and they're like, oh, you just don't like the good games. You just don't. You don't pay attention to what's popular. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, the problem is I do know what I'm talking about, but people live in
Oh my
bubbles.
God.
People live in isolation, only listening to
Dude, the people who talk about popular stuff when it comes to this, it's just popular in their circles, obviously. But See, DSP does this grift where he pretends he's a gamer, so all these dumb fucks that like DSP unironically think DSP is a gamer. Mistake number one, you think he's a gamer? Wrong. You talk to him as if he's a gamer, then he's like, well, no, he didn't sell very well. He gives you the fucking investment speech. So clearly this dude is not a gamer, and he's never been a gamer. He's only been a gamer in the 80s because he's a fucking boomer.
To social media feeds about the things that they're interested in. And I feel like this actually is a major problem with modern society as a whole. When you're on social media 24/7,
DSP is on social media 24/7. He's ranting about people talking about shit on Twitter every day.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or
TikTok.
whatever the alternative to X is today, because there's been 17 of them and none of them last.
Blue Sky's the last.
YouTube. Or if you're a
whatever.
streamer, on Twitch, on Kick, whatever it is, your social media feed that you're listening to. What's happened is now they're all formulaic. They all actually base what they feed you based on your viewing history.
Dude,
So
DSP made the biggest discovery. You may not know this, but social media uses algorithms that bases off of what you search and all this data it collects from what you use. Dude, I am shocked. I am fucking floored. Dude, I'm scared. What's he gonna tell me next? That Facebook is collecting my data and selling it to make money? Is that the next thing? I hope that's not true. I hope he doesn't awaken me to that, because this is fucking alarming.
So you very well may think that everyone on the planet
dude,
loved Metaphor to the point where it absolutely should have been one of the best-selling games of the year, and you'd be living in a fantasy land. Because even though
what?
everyone on the planet loved Metaphor to the point where it absolutely should have been one of the best-selling games of the year, and you'd be living in a fantasy land. Because even though Metaphor, in my opinion, was the best RPG of last year, it didn't catch mainstream
didn't even
appeal.
play it. He didn't get to
enough
the
people
end.
interested to buy it so that it could actually get to a top sales list. Those are the games that are getting mainstream attention. That's not good. Do you remember a time when there used to be a variety of games on a list like this? Do you remember when you would have a Mass Effect?
Find it then. Find it. Find the list.
Or a Dragon Age, or an Assassin's Creed, and you had competitors to Call of Duty like Battlefield and stuff.
Maybe the reason why those don't sell as much is because a lot of people doom all these fucking games, and they're like, oh man, this game looks pretty bad. Gamers are failing gaming, whatever the fuck. Like, come on.
Like that on there. There'd be even a racing game on there, or hell, a game that was a major thing, a Fallout or a Skyrim. Do you remember those days? When was the last time we had a year like that? It's been like 5+ years. If you guys aren't aware, if you look at the sales numbers,
Starfield
it's been
came
like
out
5
in
years. That's
2023.
why
They
last
had top
year,
list.
when an actual game unseated Call of Duty as the top-selling game of the year, why it was number one so shocking,
What?
number two so notable, and why it should have been celebrated. Something unseated Call of Duty, a contender to the
No, I'm not celebrating games that sell a lot. I'm not a fucking sales cook like that. Fuck that. Dude, shut up.
throne is actually stepping up to the plate.
Go into a locker.
But instead of it being treated like that, which it should have been mainstream news.
No.
Every games media and journalism, every streamer
No,
should have been
fuck that
talking about it.
game.
Instead, it was like, the game that shall not be named is the
Dude.
bestseller. So we'll pretend like this is
Shove this guy in a locker, lock the locker, and then throw the locker off a cliff somewhere. Like, dude, I come on.
no big deal, and we won't talk about it because J.K. Rowling is mean to people on the internet.
Dude, it's more than that. It's more than that. Come on. I'm not gonna get into it because,
what
like,
happened?
you know, this isn't
We went
that kind
right
of
back to
video.
form.
But come on.
We literally said, "Oh well, guess it doesn't matter."
It
And
doesn't matter.
swung
It's
right
fucking
back.
stop. Who's playing it now? Who's playing it now? Where's Hogwarts Legacy 2? If it's so good, why is there no DLC? Why was there no season pass? Or why was there no announcement of a sequel? Lies of P sold well, and they already automatically announced a sequel. Why didn't Hogwarts Legacy announce a sequel if it was so good and everyone loved it? Why did anyone give a fuck? He is the only person that played the game that still talks about it. Everyone who's played it has not said anything about it except for this guy.
And now here we are, the same boring, blasé crap and a couple flash in the pan games that didn't last. Those are your best sellers for 2024. All right? So here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
If we do not focus on what's important in gaming, this is our future.
Oh my
Get
God.
used to this.
And then he does that. Then he does the fucking. This is our future. We must learn from our past to improve our future. Kind of bullshit speech about fucking video games. Like, there's nothing you can do. Again, games can sell a lot, and studios will still close. People will still get laid off. Hi-Fi Rush was a success for Tango Gameworks. Microsoft still laid them off. Like, this issue has nothing to do with people who buy fucking video games. I mean, they may influence some things here and there, sure, whatever the fuck, but the main issue is just the corporate greed that's in the industry. It's in Hollywood, it's in fucking video games, it's in the music industry, it's in everything, because people want to make money.
To this.
These
This
CEOs,
will be
these CEO
all we
fucks.
see when it comes to game selling. And you're going to have a million games that are great that no one will care about and no one will buy because people only listen to what's popular. So because of that, you're going to have a games industry that's in a massive decline. Why do you think you got the Phil Spencers of the world saying games are in a decline?
Dude, he mocked Phil Spencer for saying that. He fucking did. He was going, so Phil Spencer said that gaming decline. No, Phil Spencer, you're in the decline. He did that because when he was trying to pretend and LARP as if he gave a fuck about these devs being shut down and laid off and all this shit. All this dude does is fucking LARP and pretend.
Because this is all that sells.
Oh my
They're not making
God.
other good games to compete with this shit. The games they're making are underdeveloped, unfinished, uninspired crap.
He thinks this is a good
I hope
take.
that in
This dude's
2025, this
he's
year,
such a big
we
fart
genuinely
sniffer.
have a change. I want to see games come out, be original, be fun.
Why? He didn't even play Metaphor. That was an original game. Didn't play it. Oh my God, this is this is a screen cap I would expect Piece of Piece getting. And let's get one with the mic for fun.
Actually get traction, actually get talked about by gamers, streamers, and the game media, and actually get some sales. Enough with this bullshit that we have to find a reason to complain about every fucking game that nothing is good. There has to be.
He does that. He does that. He found a shit to complain about for Metaphor. I know my audience doesn't care because they got burnt on JRPGs.
Some good games in 2025 that aren't Call of Duty and sports. Okay? And
But then when they come out, guess what? It doesn't get support. It didn't sell well because Metaphor is a good game. He didn't play because it didn't get support on him. Then he doubles down on it by saying it didn't sell well. So what does a good game mean to him? It sells well. Fucking shut the fuck up. He's the fucking plague of any media. Get out of here.
and not again flash in the pan. Ooh, popular for a month game because it was only based on hype, and then the game sucks. I mean, the good news is we do have some huge games scheduled to come out this year. Grand Theft Auto
oh my
6.
God.
So
Suck my dick. Dude, shut the fuck up.
maybe we will finally see the needle move in a different direction.
Because of
Well, I don't
GTA
feel
6, a
good.
game that's gonna cost what, $100? Well, maybe more now for fucking inflation, tariffs. But what? We're gonna GTA 6, another AAA game that's gonna be too big to fail? Okay.
As a creator that focuses on games, looking at that as the best-selling games of the year list, and knowing that that is the future of what we're looking at. And again,
This is so fucking dented. This segment,
me off that
man.
we had a year where it was different, and everyone had to fucking ignore it.
2023 was the year and we had to ignore it. Meanwhile, Tears of the Kingdom, a far better game that's far more interesting and creative. He hated that game. He hated that game. And it was a much better game than fucking Hog Snorts. And this dude is like, well, we ignore these interesting games. Dude, he bitched about fucking Tears of the Kingdom. That was the most interesting game that came out that year, as far as I'm concerned.
And act like it didn't happen when it did.
Why are you playing the game now then? He should play the game again. It's so good, right?
So
Again, he is saying this over a game. You know, we're going there. Fuck it. Let's see. I did make a playlist, guys. Pretty cool, huh? See, I'm so fucking smart. Because now I can just go here now, and I know where to find it almost.
Pointing games of the year.
Let's see. Oh fuck. That's not it. I know Hogwarts is here.
Experience. I played Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
Well,
Kept pressing a button on my
yeah, that's not it.
about this or that about a game, and that's
Oh.
all I heard for several months when I played this
Man.
game. I had to make a YouTube short.
Look. It's on a disappointing gaming list. And this dude is telling us to our face, people ignore this game because it was so innovative and different. Disappointing game! Get out of here! Fucking fraud.
Please stop playing all the popular games. No, that's not what I'm saying, because some people will take it like that too. They'll be like, oh, so Phil is just saying don't play Call of Duty and don't play sports games. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you have to understand, this is what I've been saying all these years as well.
Dude, he's saying this as he skips fucking metaphor, then says, well, see, I was right because it didn't sell enough. Come on.
Gaming really is two audiences. There's people who are the hardcore gamers, people like you and me, who've been in video games for the long haul.
Oh my god,
I've been
this
a video
dude's
gamer since
such
the
a
1980s,
fake-ass gamer.
Right? It's a part of my life.
God, I guarantee he only said that because as he said, I'm a gamer since the 80s. Wow, man. Fucking
Part of our culture. It's a part of our experience growing up. It's very important to us. Then there's people who literally sit around playing Call of Duty and sports games, and that's gaming to them, and that's it. They literally don't.
So we're now he wants to divide us. Dude, this dude is so fucking lame. Because if we're gonna be divided like that and start gatekeeping normal people who play video games just for fun or whatever the fuck, that is fucking tiring and exhausting, and he'd be the first to go, obviously.
Don't play anything else. That's their experience. So to us, every month we're paying 2, 3, 4 different games. We're buying them all. These people say, oh, how much more money can I sink into the microtransactions
So then
of
it
the game
doesn't
that
matter.
I play? 'Cause that's the only game I play.
If we're hardcore gamers are playing different games and this and that, then this rant has no purpose, no point. Waste of time. Oh, waste of time rant. Oh my god.
How many skins can I get? Right? When's the next Ultimate Team
How many skins I can get, says the guy that's, can I do this in a game? Let's do the dailies.
pack that I can open? That's what they're spending their money on.
He does
Get
the
it?
fucking Battle Pass too.
It's fucked up. That's a
Fucked
pretty
up.
bad industry. You know what I mean? So what I really want is for people's eyes to be open and to realize we need to change this. Because if we keep buying into that shit, that's all you're going to see. Samey games every single year.
Samey
same titles,
games.
same spin-offs of the same title, expansions on the same title, similar games to the same title. I mean, shit, 3 of those entries are American football games. 3
Okay,
out of
so
the top
what?
10.
So
You really
what?
want that? I certainly don't.
And again, this is
But
only
I think
the
what's happened is
U.S.
the industry has leaned so much towards
It's
has
only
to
the
print
U.S.
money.
It's measuring.
Has to print money. And if it doesn't, it's no good, right? So instead of making a good Dragon Age game, we've got to make the game that has the woke leftist agenda so that people will talk about the game and it'll actually get some attention. Oops, it backfired because this year the woke shit stopped being popular. So now your
Oh
game
my
flopped
God,
because you
dude.
developed it 3,
Like,
4 years
come
ago.
on,
And now
shut
you came
up.
out at the wrong time, right? If Dragon Age Veilguard came out like 3, 4
Again,
years
he's saying this just because there's one scene that talks about fucking pronouns. I'm sorry if that's enough to piss you off at this point. I don't know I don't know what
No,
else to
it
say.
probably would have done a lot better. But it's too late for that. You came out too late. This is a big problem with game development too. They jump on these trends, but it takes so long for the games to come out. The trends don't work anymore. Are you aware that in the last year, something like 20 different live service games were canceled? Because everyone saw games like Fortnite,
Okay.
Apex
So
Legends, and
this dude would bitch if those games came out. Oh, is it too late to the party?
GTA Online work as games as a service
But
games.
it's
So
kind of funny he's not addressing the other thing about those cancellations. The people working on them do not know about those cancellations until they saw the tweet about it. So I mean that says a lot about the
So
industry.
every game developer said, we want that. So they all took 5 years to make one. And by the time they were going to release them this year, the bubble already burst. No one wants to play games as a service
But
anymore.
this was not the devs' intention. Sony made a statement saying that they want to focus on live service games. It was Sony who told these other devs, we need these kind of games. And that's why they made them. It has nothing to do with the devs.
Because of that, they had to cancel them all. I mean, Suicide Squad was supposed to be a games as a live service game, and they had to completely retool it, and it became a piece of shit. So that's what I mean. Like, the games industry is so far behind the trends that by the time the trend is over, that's when they come out with the game that's part of the trend. So that's why these games are Concord. You're right, Fed Roger. Concord. That game
Oh,
was how many
man.
years in development? Let's release it at exactly the right time when no one cares about this woke ideology anymore and it's failing and we're having a major political shift.
Dude, it's a hero shooter. That's why it failed. It's a brand new game, a brand new hero shooter with characters nobody knows what the fuck they are. And it was $40. They added a price to pay to play the game versus Marvel Rivals, which was a free-to-play game. Why do you think the free-to-play games outperformed Concord, the game you had to pay for?
Shift across the world. Oops, we screwed up. So yeah,
Whatever.
I hope that there's this eye-opening for game developers. But sadly, again, the one thing I'm afraid of, when they see this list, they think, okay, just make games just like this then. Instead of, oh, we messed up. We didn't make enough original games.
Dude, he shat on the game for being so different. He's like, oh, they're not paying attention to the market research. They're not, like, they don't think this is what gamers want.
With what gamers want to crack the top 10, we got to do things better now. Instead, they may just say, okay, so how do we make another Madden? How do we make another Call of Duty? How do we make
I wish I could, like, pull up, like, a fucking pig go about all these games that he complained about for doing something different and not being the same. But you know what I'm talking about, because you've all heard these rants 1,000 times. He would play a game that would do something different and say, why is it different? Oh, what was it? I really want to think of a game. It was recent, too. Damn it.
make another Elden Ring? How do we make another
darn it.
Helldivers, right? That's not what we want. We don't want more of the same because that's the easy way out to print money. We want original
Stalker 2, that's one. Stalker 2 is a new game that had all these like survival mechanics. Like, so they didn't test the game. They didn't see how different the game is. Do we really want a game where you're walking around eating food? And now we're like, well, now they're gonna look at this list and make games like Call of Duty now. But this dude bitched and moaned about Stalker 2 for having like storm mechanics and feeding mechanics, food mechanics, survival mechanics, all this stuff. He bitched about that, but wants games to be unique. And then he bitched about Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom was a different Zelda game. Shat on it for being too different. But games need to be different. Okay.
games that are good that can then make that list.
Doom Medieval. Another one. We're gonna do something different with Doom. Oh, why do they do something different? Why don't they make it like Doom 1?
Because they're good on their own merits, not because they copied somebody else, right? It's just.
But Doom Medieval needs to copy Doom 1. They need to copy Doom 1. That's what they need to do to make Doom Medieval fun. But since they're not doing that, it's bad. Make it
really
make
bad.
sense.
I'm sorry, it is. And in my opinion, okay, I want to see things change for the better. You can disagree with me. I think we need a big shakeup. I do.
You can disagree
I think we
with
need
me.
a
Okay.
big shakeup because we can't have the games industry continue on like this and expect that we're going to keep getting good games. I miss the days when in 1 year there was a new Assassin's Creed, a Mass Effect,
All
right?
AAA games.
A
All AAA.
medieval RPG style game like a Skyrim or something.
Oh my
Fallout,
god, dude! This
right?
is
Then you would have
so
an epic
bad. This is a
driving
bad
game
take.
like a new Need for Speed or something like that.
All these games he's wishing for are all AAA slop. They're all AAA slop. Like, dude, I'm sitting there like, man, I wish we could get like a modern, like another re-release of Killer 7, a proper one, not with AI resolution changes nonsense. I want like another No More Heroes. Why not? Another Travis Strikes Again. I would love a sequel of Travis Strikes Again. I would like another Digital Devil Saga, another SMT game. All this stuff. I'm not saying like, okay, guys, I want a new Call of Duty. I want a new Ass Creed.
Like that was great.
But guess what? There's actually, he's like, do you remember the years there's a new Ass Creed? Well, there is one coming out, but of course it's woke. Dun dun dun.
There was so much variety, and now you don't get that variety. Yeah. Wow, I wonder why the RPGs didn't sell. Let's take a look. Like a Dragon Infinite Well, Persona 3 Reload, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, and like 2 others all released within like 45 days.
But again, you look at that list, 2 of those games, Like a Dragon and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, I would think would sell a lot. I mean, I don't think those sales would change if they came out now or anything. If they did space them out as DSP wish they did, I don't think that would change their sales. I'm just saying.
Gee, I wonder why they're not selling. You fucking idiots.
You fucking
These
idiots.
game developers and notably the people in charge, the management, right? They need to start looking big picture and realize their games aren't the only games being made, that they have major competition. And if they all release their shit at the same time, they cannibalize each other. They need to work together to space out releases so
what is that
the
noise?
industry can thrive
Cat,
rather than living in this
calm
tunnel
down.
vision situation where they all release at once. Again, look what happened with fighting games. Street Fighter 6, then a few months later, Mortal Kombat 1, and then a few months later, Tekken 8. Because they spaced out over the course of about...
Dude, Persona 3 Reloaded is a remake. That's not gonna sell well if it was released on its own.
7 to 8 months.
Whatever.
They all got their time in the sun, and they all got to sell well. Can you imagine what would have happened if Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, and Tekken 8 released within 30 days?
Dude, Mortal Kombat 1 is a massive joke in the FGC at this point. Like, who's playing it?
Gaming isn't big enough to support that yet. Maybe in another 10, 20 years, gaming is not big enough to support that. And that's what happened last year. I hope things change in 2025, but I'm nervous. I hope that these games that we're looking now at,
again, what RPGs sold a lot? Like, was there a Persona game? I mean, maybe Persona 5, but that's like different.
This could be good. I want them to be good. We need good games of variety. We don't need the samey shit. So let's see what happens, all right? But man, that list is very disheartening.
Oh, man. We've had this rant so many times.
Dan L.
This is the first time this has happened.
$10 super chat during that big rant segment, and he says, "You think the video game industry and
wow,
culture is dying? Mostly normie sports games here. It's not that it's dying. It's that as
he was alluding to it being dying, and he's like, it
gaming
didn't die.
becomes more mainstream. We used to be the target audience of games. Do you understand that? We, the people who've been playing games since the 80s, and then the 90s, and the 2000s, and the 2010s, and the 2020s. We were the target audience. But as gameplay and gaming in general becomes more mainstream, instead, these other people become the target audience. The people who sit there and play Fortnite all day and dump tons of microtransactions into the game. The people who bought Madden and they spend insane amounts of money on the Ultimate Team features. The people who buy Call of Duty and they buy every season pass and every skin available, right?
Like, this would act as if these things cannot coexist, when it's just the problems that these games have such huge budgets that they have to, like, make up for that. Come on.
Those are the people that get catered to now, and that's bad. We don't want them to be the only ones who get attention. We need all gamers to get attention Because let's be honest,
But,
gaming as an industry
all
will not.
gamers, that's such a broad statement because anyone could say they're a gamer. My dad played Mario Tennis with me when I was younger. I could say he's a gamer. He played Mario Kart. He watched me play Luigi's Mansion. He helped me beat Luigi's Mansion. That makes him a gamer.
Not survive if all that happens is the same games pump out every year. Gaming will just become a big slog and a big decline, right? And it's kind of like, how can I explain this in the television terms? Remember when The Walking Dead first came out? What was it, like 2010, 2011? And do you remember how it felt
We
so
really
different?
wouldn't understand.
And how it felt so refreshing
Whatever.
because zombies were mainstream? And then do you remember when every single
man.
game company wanted to make a zombie game? And then there was a zillion zombie shows, including 17 different Walking Dead shows at once, and now no one cares about zombies anymore? That's the point I'm
Okay.
making. Oversaturation makes a market stagnant. We need originality, and we need games that are good enough, that will appeal to a wide audience, but also are fun and different. And we're not getting that, and that's why those are your top games of the year. And then when you get a game like that, like Hogwarts Legacy, the media has to find a reason to.
It's a disappointing game from Phil, and he's saying that that's the best game? No, wrong.
Cancel it because they're such babies and stupid, selfish fucks.
Babies.
They don't even understand that having a game
Oh
like Hogwarts
my
Legacy
God,
be
dude,
bigger than
like,
Call of Duty. is
sometimes
one of the best
I
things ever
wish
for the
he
game
would, like, go out of
industry,
his little
and they
house
sweep
and,
it under
like,
the rug because they
look at
don't
other
like the
people's
politics
life.
of J.K. Rowling. It's pathetic little bitchy shit, and it pisses me off.
Do you know what she said? Then why are you skipping the Cannon Brothers fighting game? If that's so stupid,
It doesn't
right?
need a rant like this? Well, that's it. Instead of doing any more content, I'm going to be ranting all day long on this topic. No Call of Duty, no smart guys, rant enough.
Okay, enough of that. Please tell me that's it. We're done talking
All
about
right.
the subject.
All right,
so I
guys.
can end the video.
Let's now open up the final part of the show.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, we're just gonna skip ahead and just
Anonymous gifted sub this morning.
see what we get.
What's going on, Game Boy? How are you? They go into work and they eat pomegrapples. YouTube is required by Google to adjust currency per location, so
Oh my God.
fuck Google. Google's dumb as fuck then. Fuck them.
This money conversion shit is
YouTube
so
is required
annoying.
by Google to adjust currency per location, so fuck Google. Google's dumb as fuck then. Fuck them. You think they
But he said
know
whatever.
anything? You want to know what Google employees do? They go into work and they eat pomegrapples.
This go-to mock people. They eat apples. Yeah, unlike Phil who eats fucking breakfast burritos and muffins.
And they sit there doing meditation sessions and doing stupid Pilates and shit
Maybe
instead of
he
working.
needs to do that.
Yes, I'm serious. They have slides. They go to work and they have fucking
Oh my
slides
God,
in the
dude.
hallway.
Like, do you not
Sounds like
understand
a
how
bunch of fucking adults.
But you know how like morale works? Like they do this to make people like want to go to work and they're like they want to be there and they'll have efficiency. Like this dude really thinks literally that you add a slide, that's all they're doing all day. Because apparently there's no one gets in trouble for not doing any work, right? Like come on.
Adults, doesn't it? Why do you think that every time that they roll out an update for Google, it fucks every
Oh my
Ivy League
God.
bitches who really work,
Dude,
and then I'm like
okay.
full and bursting of energy. Sock. Take a look. Look at this sock.
This is what we're doing. Underwear and foot shit. And this dude bitches about fucking titty streamers.
Amazing. Look at all these socks.
He just shoved his foot in his
Absolutely.
mouth.
You're gonna have to pay for that. I'm sorry for that. I'll tell you all about my underwear when we hit. Oh, how about
Oh
that?
my God. I love in the podcast he will talk about, if you have to go, I'll talk about my underwear. But the second gaming starts, he will never mention his underwear ever again.
Yeah. Little expose on my brand new. Does it caress the buttocks? I'm not saying a word about my underwear until we.
Again, this dude yells about titty streamers and how simps give them money and they're in bathtubs all day as this dude is teasing talking about underwear. And he was get paid $150 to talk about fucking underwear. Meanwhile, you go to a titty streamer, they're already in the hot tub. You don't have to pay for that. They're there. They're already there. And this dude is like, well, yeah, give me money and I'll talk about my underwear. like a fucking whore.
Till we hit that support goal. Then
All right, I think that's where we're gonna end it. I'm gonna lose if I keep going. So thanks for watching this video. Let's just do a vibe check. Let's just go live. Oh, we've started the game and we're $48 out of 150. There you have it. Streaming must be going down the tubes. He did not hit the goal yet, so clearly streaming has failed. And I think YouTube and Twitch are gonna start ending the streaming cycle, and no one will be streaming ever again because he did not get his goal. It must not be popular. Streaming must not be popular anymore, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Wait. I got it.
Time to skedaddle on out of here.
Bye.